Shalom. First off, I want to give all praise, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Bahashem, Yahweh Shai, Bahashem, Rakakudash. Double honors to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone. Salutations to the hopeful elect that are scattered throughout the four corners of the earth. And to all my brothers out here preaching this truth to you, I say Shalom. This is Amatazar from the Chicago camp coming back at you again with another lesson entitled People Robbed and Spoiled. I was on YouTube and one of my older favorite songs came on. All right. I'm 51 years old, so um, the song Optimistic came on, and I had to play it. And I listened to it, and I just reminisced. It was so good. Um, I was a young man when this song came out, and it was just a beautiful song. Optimistic, Sounds of Blackness. Okay. And then right after that song went off, Lucky Day came on, song called Roll Some More. And immediately I knew I had to do a lesson because everything is spiritual. On one hand, you got Be Optimistic and you got Jake, all right, talking about life and these hurdles and everything that we're going through. Really, they're talking about the curses. They just don't know it. And they're talking about the curses and how the deck is stacked against us. And no matter what, we have to be optimistic and keep our heads to the sky, right? And what is that? That's them not knowing but understanding who they are and calling upon a what? A higher power. And right after that, then you have this goofball Lucky Day talking about roll some more. So now you go from one extreme to the other. You go from trying to be optimistic in the midst of all of these adversities, all right, and looking to the Lord. And then here you have escapism, all right, accepting all the bullshit around you. Just get high and have sex, okay? Just get high and have sex. Optimistic by Sounds of Blackness, released in 1991. The theme, perseverance, resilience, and faith. The Sounds of Blackness single serves as an uplifting anthem, encouraging listeners to maintain a positive mindset and keep their heads up and look forward to brighter days despite facing systemic adversity and life struggles. All right? Systemic adversity and life struggles. All right, just recently you had the death of Nolan Wells. Okay, and we see that these are some of the things. All right, that you have to keep your head to the sky about. Right, but you got to know who you worshiping. Got to know who your thoughts are surrounded by. Okay, you got to know who you are. You got to know who your enemy is. You got to understand the judgments of the Lord. All right. Roll Some More by Lucky Day, released in 2018. Theme, intimacy, relaxation, and romantic escape. As the debut single from Lucky Day's album Painted, the track blends smooth neo soul with themes of slowing down time with a lover. It utilizes the imagery of smoking, rolling some more as a metaphor for unwinding, escaping the chaotic outside world, and deeply connecting with a partner. Okay? All right. So, Sounds of Blackness. Here are some of the lyrics to contrast. Don't give up, don't give in. Although it seems you never win, you will always pass the test. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win. As long as you keep your head to the sky, you can win. As long as you keep your head to the sky, be optimistic. If things around you crumble, no, you don't have to stumble and fall. Keep pushing on and don't you look back. I know the storms and strife cloud up your outlook on life. Just think ahead and you'll be inspired to reach higher and higher. You know how powerful that is? Okay? Think about it. Where is the white version of Be Optimistic? There is none. There is no white version of optimistic. Okay? There's no white version of optimistic. Only our people can say these things. Only our people can draw inspiration on the bullshit that they dealing with in life and make hit songs like that. And guess who still profit? Esau Edom. Now let's look at this lucky day. And it ain't no room in Paris. We could still fly high, then crash here. Just make sure you pass it. No, you can't imagine. Oh, it's automatic. The life we live is lavish. We don't have to be here if we stay. We don't have to leave if we go. Roll some more. And we ain't too high if we see eye to eye. No, you feel the rush from a simple touch. Baby, roll some more. Through some kissing, lifted up through your vision. Got me on my knees like you're my religion. Speaking tongues all on your body, no one's listening. Tap out on you, that's a submission. Know you'll give in, can't let no time go wasted. This moment can't replace it. Sitting around so lazy, comfortably, will fade away. Okay? All right, so there's the degradation. There's the degradation from being optimistic to rolling some more. All right? And we don't see it. We don't understand it. We don't see it. But let me just grab this real quick. This is Micah 2 and 10. Arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. It shall destroy you, even with the sword destruction. All right? So, what are the facts? The facts is, unfortunately, there is no such thing as being optimistic in this kingdom. All right? So, that's wrong. All right? And then rolling some more, being trying to escape ain't gonna change the punishment that we're here to serve. Okay? All right, which brings me to these precepts. This is Isaiah 42 and 22. But this is a people robbed and spoiled. They are all of them snared in holes, and they are hid in prison houses. They are for prey, and none delivereth, for a spoil, and none saith restore. All right. There's a video on YouTube, all right, called the most important meeting, or let me see, the meeting that changed hip hop. If I'm not mistaken, that's the title. And basically, you had Esau Edom had all the movers and shakers in the hip hop community sign NDAs, non-disclosure agreements, because they were explaining that they were going to change music, all right, for the purpose of uh, infiltrating the minds of um, the black youth to basically lead them straight to the what? To the prison houses. Okay? So his impact is on our music. Isaiah 42 and 23. Who among you will give ear to this? Who will hearken and hear for the time to come? Who gave Jacob for a spoil and Israel to the robbers? Did not Yahweh? He against whom we have sinned. For they would not walk in his ways, neither were they obedient unto his law. Therefore he hath poured upon him the fury of his anger, and the strength of battle, and it hath set him on fire round about. Yet he knew not, and it burned him, yet he laid it not to heart. All right. So all around us, okay, we're dealing with the indignation of the Lord. We're dealing with his punishment, with his wrath. And guess what? Most of us don't know, because most of us still uh, haven't come into the understanding and the knowledge of this truth. All right. And all of us won't, because the Lord has a remnant, an election that he has already predestined to get this knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. In closing, this is Psalms 44 and 10. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy. They which hate us spoil for themselves. Hey, listen, these heathen, okay, namely Esau, Edom, profit off of everything. In the opening of this lesson, I talked about the sounds of blackness and that song Optimistic. That song got Grammys, okay? That song sold millions of records. Guess what? Esau made all kind of money profiting on the creativity, all right, and everything that we went through that we put into our music. So he's constantly profiting. Thou makest us to turn back from the enemy, and they which hate us spoil for themselves. Thou hast given us like sheep appointed for meat, and have scattered us among the heathen. Thou makest us a reproach to our neighbors, a scorn and a derision to them that are round about us. You know what? I just ran across a lesson that I had did a couple years ago with Terrell Owens. Okay, even Terrell Owens, being a celebrated athlete, he was having issues in his own community with a Karen. Okay, so it don't matter how much money you make. Okay, and lastly, Psalms 44:14. Thou makest us a byword among the heathen, a shaking of the head among the people. So you so-called blacks, Hispanics, Native Americans, West Indians, and Haitians, all of those are bywords. You're being called a Mexican, that's a byword. You're being called a Puerto Rican, that's a byword. Haitian is a byword. A Negro, that's a byword. Okay? These are not your names. All right? All this truth is ever before you, always present, and everything is the truth. Okay, even when you're listening to songs on YouTube. This has been People Robbed and Spoiled. I pray that this lesson was edifying. To the next one, Shalom.